Welcome to our very first episode of Everyday Cooking for Everyday People.
My name is Kendall, and this is my dad, Lawrence. Today, I'm going to be cooking my dad's signature recipe for French toast.
And also, I'm going to be showing you some nice sides to go with it, such as fried eggs, scrambled eggs, and also cooking some turkey sausage.
So without further ado, let's get this started. So for this French toast recipe, you're going to need 4 eggs, half a cup of milk, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and some ground cinnamon. So we're going to start off by combining all the eggs together. We always put our eggs in a separate bowl before we put it in the main bowl, just to make sure we don't get any shells in our final product. And now we're going to whisk it up. Next, we're going to be putting in half a cup of milk. And we're going to stir that up. And now we put in the vanilla extract. And now you're ready to put the French toast on. So to add some extra flavor, you're going to start off by sprinkling some ground cinnamon into the mixture. Then right after you do that, you take the bread, soak it in, and you're ready to put it on the greased skillet.
While Kendall's working on the French toast, I'm going to go ahead and start cooking the sides. Typically when you're cooking, you want to try and cook maybe 2 items at a time. This way you can utilize your time much more efficiently and get things done in a much more timely fashion. I'm going to start with the sausage first. I've already started preheating my skillet over here. I typically like to get the sausage that is much more natural. This particular brand I'm using is a Select Natural brand, which basically has no artificial ingredients, preservatives, or any other additives that aren't healthy for you. Now when cooking sausage, I tend to like my sausage basically maybe medium low to medium. You don't want it too high or too low. Hey Kendall, what temperature should they be cooking their French toast on your side?
Personally, I say we should cook it at medium temperature. Start off by preheating it at low though, and then once you get started, you can turn it up to medium.
And basically when cooking this, you're probably gonna cook this anywhere from maybe 3 to 6 minutes, depending on how well done you want your sausage. When you buy these type of sausage links, they're always pre-cooked, so pretty much you're just warming them up and just browning them to your particular preference. One trick you want to do while you're cooking, and this will save you so much time on the end, clean as you go. So basically, as your food's cooking, obviously you have to periodically check on it to make sure that it's cooking properly, not overcooking or undercooking, but also throw excess stuff away. If you're done with certain things, put them away and then wipe down. So this way when you're done cooking, it makes your life a lot easier and it's not a chore to clean up after cooking this great meal. Now that we have our sausage done, I'm gonna go ahead and start into showing you the eggs. Some people like scrambled, some like fried, boiled, all different ways. I'm gonna show you the 2 most popular methods of doing it. One is scrambled and one is fried. And again, both ways are very easy to work with.
Fried is my personal favorite.
We're gonna start with the fried egg first. I'll do the scrambled afterwards. But the fried eggs is pretty simple. Basically all you're doing is you're taking the egg, cracking it on the side. Again, we like using bowls to put our eggs in. That way if you get any shells in there accidentally, you can grab it and take it out before you actually cook it. Then what I'm gonna do, after go ahead and spraying down my pan, I'm gonna go ahead and put the eggs in. Let them cook for about 4 or 5 minutes or so. Again, depending on how hard or how soft you want your eggs. I typically like to crack my yolk. You don't have to if you don't want to. Sprinkle just a little bit of black pepper on it. Cook it for a few minutes on one side, flip it over, cook it for a few more minutes, and maybe flip it over once or twice depending on how fast or how slow it's cooking. Now, depending on your particular pot set and your stove, the actual cooking times may vary. So be aware of that as well. Now, a trick I've learned over time is when you're putting eggs into a pot or a pan, especially if you're doing fried eggs, what you want to do is you want to kind of let the membrane go in first, a little bit at a time, and then the yolk on top of that. Now, with my particular skillet, I'm only putting in 2 at a time. But if you have a larger skillet, you can put in up to 3 at a time. All depends on what you have to work with. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna, here's a little trick, turn it like this. And what you wanna do is just turn it horizontally and just tap. That's the easiest way to have this come out. That way you don't have too much coming out at one time. Even if it's your very first time cooking and you're not that good, you're a little nervous, it's okay to make mistakes. You can recover and keep going. Again, we don't wanna make this stressful. This should be fun. Okay, now we're gonna move into how to make scrambled eggs. For scrambled eggs, it's very simple. All you basically need is a large enough bowl for the eggs that you're going to be cooking, then whatever you're going to season it with. I tend to like a little bit of black pepper, keep it very simple. Word of warning is don't put too much seasoning into your eggs. One, it's unhealthy, it won't taste good. You want to go either simple with just black pepper or black pepper and one other ingredient that has a little bit of kick to it. We're just going to go ahead. We're going to break our eggs. And again, we like breaking over into bowls. So this way, if there's any egg pieces that get into there, we can go ahead and take care of that right away. Since I have 4 eggs here, I'll add a slice of cheese. This is something that will give it a little bit more flavor, and this is something that most people do have in their refrigerator. Before I scramble them, I want you to go ahead and take a look. And as you can see, basically you just have your eggs, your seasoning, and then a little bit of cheese. You want to stir this really, really good. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pour it into our skillet. We want to pour a little at a time. Typically for scrambled eggs, it's going to take anywhere from 3 to 6 minutes, depending on how hard or how soft you want your eggs cooked. Also, it's going to depend on the type of skillet that you're using, how long it's going to take, and how it cooks. Now, this is something that you can't walk away from. You always want to stand here and watch over this, because scrambled eggs can cook a little bit too fast if you're not paying attention. Now, the way you know it's time to turn is, as you can see, I got some bubbles coming up here a little bit. And it's starting to form on the edges. So I'm just going to move this over a little bit. And basically what I'm doing is just kind of almost like a stirring type motion. And then as I stir it, I'm going to take my spatula, just kind of chop into it a little bit. You don't have to go crazy or anything, but you just want to make sure that it's cooking evenly and making sure it's cooking all the way through. Another food for thought, as you're cooking your scrambled eggs, if you have some cheese in there, you can tell when it's starting to cook straight through because your cheese is going to start melting. Okay. And if you notice, it did not take very long to cook. That's what I mean as far as the consistency.
Wow, that looks good. I am so ready to dig in.
Thank you for watching.
Be sure to like and subscribe and follow all our social medias.
Make sure you catch the next episode of Everyday Cooking for Everyday People.
See you guys.